Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to the second part of today's Academy show. We are going to be playing some Meat Grinder Dungeon Crawl Classics with the incredible Chorus RPG. But before I hand over and we start introducing people, first some standard announcements from the channel producers. Um, Social links. If you guys would like to check out our social links, that'd be very much appreciated. Our Discord is an inclusive, safe space where you can come and learn about D&D or talk about D&D or talk about anything else. It's a wonderful, great place. It's full of lovely people. Check it out. It's great. Also, Twitter. If you guys want to get into a game very much like this one, send me a DM on Twitter and I will get you into a game. I have a few spaces before Christmas and also some spaces at Christmas, so check it out. Also, YouTube. Everything is now up to date, shiny and spangling on the YouTube. Reports say that my YouTube channel is now more reliable than YouTube itself. So I'm told. It's just a rumor. So check it out. Also, we are full time now. Thank you so much for all of your contributions towards our donation goal at the bottom of the screen. Today, modelled by the wonderful Amber and Kyle. You guys, your support's amazing. We're 3 days into our fiscal month, and we've already got over 10% of our monthly cost goal. So thank you all so much. Other ways you can support us include our Patreon, which is there. And if you are already a Patreon, you can now click on the second link to enable updates on the channel, much like the subscriber updates when you resubscribe. So we can keep track of your Patreon donations easier, and we can use your we can use your Patreon rewards better. I need to put my teeth in, apparently. Merchandise. Normally I would do a Superman moment and reveal my merch, but today I've got like grease on my top as well. But today today unfortunately my merch is in the wash because we are at MCM Comic Con next week, and I would like you all to be able to recognize me from a great distance by seeing the giant logo on my chest. So if you're at the MCM Comic Con, look out for me. I'll be looking out for you, and we'll have a good old time. Also, we have our sponsors, Bird in the Storm Publishing, who are currently on Twitter. They'll be producing some content for us in January. But you should go and check out their Teespring and their mugs, because if you need a bucket of coffee to get you going in the morning, it would seem Tall School's got you covered. Also, our other Scratch is more reliable than YouTube. Great slogan. Who knows? I might claim it. Mage Hand Press is our other sponsor. They created the Dark Matter reskin in space for D&D 5e, which you can see on Thursdays at 1 PM, played on the Argo 37 game by Alice. Where a blister generally makes a mess of things. It's great. But check out their free 30-page review and their pre-order material there, along with all their other wonderful things. We don't have a competition at the moment because we've just finished our competition, so someone has already won some of the amazing rainbow-colored dice, and I'll be issuing those very soon once I start speaking to them about addresses and things. And we will be starting another Rainbow Pride giveaway very, very soon. It'll be the last set we have to give away, so there we go. What else do we have? A tweet. Every 10 retweets, a wild magic surge will occur. So head over and hit up the retweet, and we will see what happens. As always, wild magic surges are up to DM's discretion, so we may re-roll or make executive decisions about all sorts of things. But still, let's go round and introduce everyone. Chorus, I'll come to you last, and we can just go seamlessly straight into the game. So instead, then we'll go anti-clockwise around the screen, starting with the wonderful Amber. Oh, hi, Amber.
Oh, hi. I'm Amber, otherwise Furore_DND on Twitter. I have no clue what I'm doing today, by the way, but I'm really excited to play and learn this new system. Do you want us to introduce like any kind of like specific thing about our characters? Because I have many.
Up to you, Cora. Should we introduce our, I have 4. I think Amber has 8, maybe.
I think as characters, so just so chat knows, this system, this particular type of game is going to have probably a lot of character death. So as each character dies, we will introduce the next character in line. So okay. I think it's fair for right now that you guys introduce your first character, give their name, who they are, their occupations, and maybe a small little bit of backstory if you want. That's up to you.
Yeah, sure. So
Ooh, so I guess my first character that I'll start with is an elderly gentleman. His name's Lanray, and he is a jeweler, and he covets precious stones. And that's pretty much all I have on him.
fantastic. And what more would we need? Next around, we have Sir Stalwart himself gracing the channel. Oh, Tool School, thank you so much for the raid. I hope your WoW was good, buddy. Yeah, so Stalwart or Kyle. Oh, hi.
Hi. Yeah, Sir Stalwart, him. Going to be playing, I guess for the first fodder here, I'll also be playing an elderly gentleman. For some reason, they want to be out in the front today. Yeah, he'll be. I guess he's a barber. It's like the village barber. Sure. Yeah, super excited. First time playing the system, and first time playing a meat grinder in quite some time. So, yeah, got a whole slew of dudes ready to jump in.
Fantastic. Thank you. Next around, we have the wonderful Natalie, or Dark Aardvark, because she's known in certain circles. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Yeah. I'm here today. Dark Aardvark, as was mentioned. I'm going to start off with a gong farmer because they have a sack of night soil, which is essentially poo, and I'm kind of in love with. I really want to make sure I get that character into the game today. So leading
So
off
excited.
with the gong farmer.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Starting as we mean to continue. Oh, GoJG raiding as well. All the raids. Welcome in, raiders. We're just getting started, so buckle in, buckaroos. Let's get going. I suppose last introduced would be me. I am Scraticus. No, I am Scraticus. I go by any pronouns. You guys can use any pronouns you like for me. Yeah, my first character, since
Looks
I
like
think
we got a new friend.
you all said you were male, right? Is that correct? We're all male? So I'm going to say that my despite being a gravedigger, which is a terribly labor-intensive role, I'm also going to be playing an old woman called Mary, who's a wiry old bint. But she's you know, she's been going at it for some time now, and you couldn't take this job away from her if you tried, I tell you. She's, you know, used to getting down and dirty with all the bodies in the morgue, and I reckon with the amount of old people in uproar today, whatever it is, it must be something like they closed down, like, you know, the what's it called, kitchen. I know there's a place in America called something. You know the one. You guys know what I mean, right? Like, right? No, you're all pulling faces. Yeah, okay.
Some type of kitchen in America?
No, like, I'm thinking of the South Park episode when all the old people get up in revolt because they close down. Is it like Country Kitchen or something? I don't know.
Kitchen?
No, it's something
I don't
else.
know.
Who knows? Anyway, I'll stop sticking my foot in it, and I will hand the stream over to Chorus. Oh, hi, Chorus.
Hey, I'm going to be the DM today. So for those of you in chat who are confused by what's going on and why players don't exactly have names down below them, this is not D&D. This is in fact Dungeon Crawl Classics. It's an OSR module that is kind of based on old school D&D with a bit more updates. And this particular game, players are not going to be playing adventurers. They're going to be playing as a mob of peasants who are going to be run through this dungeon and are going to try to survive, and whoever comes out on top gets to become an adventurer. There's going to be a lot of save or die kind of things. A lot of characters have 1d4 hit points. So one good hit, it probably will bring them down. But this is going to be a fun game. Since most of our cast is new to this this sort of game, please be patient as we go through stuff, because it's all gonna be new and it's all gonna be crazy. I will let you guys know that in this game, Nat 1s and Nat 20s are different. Instead of doing max damage, instead players will get to roll a 1d20 again, and depending on what they get, will influence their crits or their failures, such as, let's go to fumbles. Say if you roll a 1 and then you roll again and you get a 9, you stumble and leave yourself wide open to attack. The next enemy that attacks you receives a +2 bonus on its attack roll. If you roll a 16 or above, you actually hit yourself plus extra 1 hit point, and then you fall onto your back and cannot get up with until you make a DC 16 agility check. So you knock yourself on the head. As for crits, we get stuff like for if you roll 2 crits in a row, you gain a lucky blow, dents a foe's skull, inflict +2d6 damage with the strike. If the foe has no helm, they suffer a permanent loss of 1d4 int. That's permanent, by the way. So it's all sorts of fun. So if you are interested in helping or hindering our guest today, feel free. But with that, I think we're going to get into Sailors on the Starless Sea. So, as you guys have lived in this town for a while, you live in the town of Waterton. And nearby, high on one of the hills, has been a keep that has been a source of fearsome tales and terrible sorts of rumors and myths. It is a place that has been steeped in mystery and has been much the sort of tale that most kids talk about when their parents aren't around, or the sort of tales that are told around drinks. As such, I want you all to roll me a 1d10 for rumors and superstitions that you may know about this keep.
I got a 1.
Cool.
Nice. So, Stalwart and Scraticus. Actually, we'll say Scrat. Roll again. But Stalwart, your characters know that nothing good can come from this place. You'll only unleash the monsters that lie beneath the hill. Dark Aardvark, you know that this one thing. Look for treasure in the keep, in the keep's sole remaining tower. A wealth of gold can be found there. For you, Furor, you know that a great treasure vault of a lost dynasty remains hidden beneath the keep. And Scraticus, you know that while the keep fell to the armies of good, they did not eradicate its fell legacy. Evil still festers within its walls, awaiting the day when it can emerge once more. These are the sorts of tales that you have learned from gossip, from travelers and those that have lived here before you. Now, recently, the town has been plagued with a number of kidnappings, and you have been at a loss until last night to find out what exactly is going on. But last night, a number of beastmen stole into town and took away most of your loved ones. And you, as peasants, as this mob, have decided that enough is enough. And you are going to storm the keep, gain back your families, and maybe make some gold on the side. And so you stand before the ruined keep, which squats atop a low, craggy hill. Its walls of toppled stone and massive granite blocks, hinting at forgotten battles and the clash of mighty armies. Now the ruins seem host only to creeping
Look, we
vines
got a
and the
lure
foul
friend.
miasma that drifts down from the keep. The air around you is overrun with pestilence. Fat flies bzz, bzz, bite at you incessantly, and clouds of small black insects choke your every breath. The long abandoned land here is choked with thorny vines that drape up the sickly trees and hang from the ruined walls. There is an odor of rot and decay, as if the hill itself were decomposing from within. A sight gives you pause, a ragged banner flapping in the wind, depicting a crimson skull on a black field, stands high atop of the ruined walls. Whatever lurks within has terrorized you and your village for far too long. You turn to your companions and ready your meager weapons. The time for retribution has come. So as you all are staring at this keep above with insects biting and crawling onto your skin, what are you doing? What are you saying? What are you thinking as you approach?
Well, this doesn't look much different than my house, to be honest.
I can't believe they shut down Western County Kitchen.
I heard about that. An absolute travesty.
Mm.
Scandal.
Oh, I heard that West County Kitchen bought out this castle, but they couldn't get rid of the fell people who closed it down in the first place. We have to find them and kill them.
And also, treasure. I like stones, and he pulls out like a little like satchel of like obviously not worth much stones because he's a peasant, but he thinks they're lovely, and he's like showing everybody like, see my stones.
Oh, that's very nice. I say that, like, just taking a bug off and just crushing it. Like, well,
Furore, why don't you make me a personality check? Just roll a d20 for me.
Okay. I got a 2.
2?
A 2, yes.
Gotcha. So you try your best to convince people that the stones that you have are some of the best in town, but everyone knows that most of your stones come from a ditch behind your your house, and you just kind of paint and pretend that they're stones.
Yeah, I'm like, look at these precious stones, and not rocks from the ditch next door.
I think they're very pretty, dear.
We better hurry up and finish this. I have a feeling I'm going to pass a stone within the next 24 hours. It'll be the 5th this year, so I know what I'm talking about. It's coming.
If you do, just let me know. And he like kind of looks like he covets stones.
Are there? Sure. I'll be sure to let you know right away.
Yes.
Ahead of you, you guys see 3 paths that you can take. One is the most direct path, which is up the old dirt road that leads to the keep. But you can also see that there are 2 paths that lead around the keep, to your west and to your east.
Listen, I've got a lot of hip problems, so I'm all for going straight down the quickest path.
Well, I don't know about hip problems, but I'm not sure about climbing that hill. Did you say that there was something under the hill, or is that my imagination?
I can't see that path. What? He's like kind of like,
Well, I'm thinking I'm a grave digger. I've got a shovel, and I'm pretty good at digging. Why don't we ignore the paths altogether and just go straight through?
we'll get there in 5 years.
Oh, I guess it would take a long time. Well, the shortest path would be best then.
Yes, we need to get to our families and friends and back to normal.
Yes, families and friends.
Eh.
So meaningful, sure. and the kitchen, and it's probably the biggest priority we have here.
Okay. So you guys decide to head up the causeway. All right. So, as you do, flies still pecking at your face. The old dirt road, now overrun, run with weeds and sickly vines, rises towards the ruined keep. A grisly sight bars your way. A pair of bodies secured to poles by long ropey vines. The wicked vines, tendrils almost, pulsing, have wormed their way inside the body's eyes, ears, and mouths. To your horror, you realize that the bodies still move, twitching.
Well, I know a lot about bodies. They ain't supposed to do that. We need to lay them to rest.
Seems
I'd
like a
agree with
mercy.
you, lady.
Is that Henry? Oh, Henry from Bridge Club?
Make a, I think for this, just make me a search check with this just straight in. So just D20.
I'm going to kick him over and see if it's Henry. He's got a hickey. Bridge got kind of feisty the other night. Let's see here. D20.
I'd recognize that neck anywhere.
19.
Yeah.
It's not Henry, but it's Dale.
Oh, Dale, that's
Dale.
Dale with a bald head and tattoos. You know that he used to be a soldier, but there are rumors about him that he kind of left, kind of deserted. But he, of course, denies it vehemently.
Oh, that's obviously Henry's hickey on Dale's neck. So, yes, I never really liked Dale anyway. He never tipped me when he came for a haircut, when he had hair. So, I'm just gonna, come on, my portion of the mob. Move around.
And clearly, if a soldier ran away from the terrors, we stand a great chance.
And as you guys approach, trying to move past these bodies, you see the vines like retreat from their mouths. And then they fall onto the ground. Vines almost bursting out of their backs and moving about. And you see their heads turn to you.
Is it too late to take the long way?
No, roll for initiative.
Well, initiative.
Mhm.
I've got a 1 in initiative. Oh.
I've got a 10.
15.
So let me do this. Oh,
11.
excellent. There's 2 of these. So these are 2. So as we do this, I'm going to change the music a little bit. All right, so as the group is beset, let me see. So I'm going to put your guys' initiative in here. So who got? So Dark Aardvark, you got a 15.
Yes.
Okay. 15. Stalwart, you got a 19. Actually. Oh, you got a 10, actually.
Yeah, 10. The 19 was earlier.
Stalwart, got a 10. Furor, what did you get?
I also got a 10.
All right, so you guys will go at the same time. And Scraticus, you got an 11.
I did.
So top of the round, as these creatures shambled towards you all, Aardvark, it is your turn. What are you going to do as these monsters move towards the group? You can see bits of green goop sliding out of their mouths and eyes.
I'm going to open up the sack of night soil
Mhm.
and grab a nice handful to try to throw in their eyes.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a D20 roll, -2,
16.
16. You
Vicious
hit.
dirt.
You hit with this, and you watch as you go like, and you throw it, and it splats into the eyes of one of these creatures, and you see it stumble back for a second, just like, and it's just trying to scrape the gunk off of its eyes.
Yeah. And then I guess nervously back up for the movement too, so she doesn't get overrun.
So you scramble behind the rest of the group
Yeah.
as you do. Next on the turn, Scraticus. What are you gonna do?
Well, I'll take my shovel, which is my only weapon, and I'm gonna start digging a 6-foot hole. There's only one place for bodies, and that's 6 feet under.
All right, so go ahead and make me a strength check as
Certainly.
you try to dig.
Look at those muscles. Oh.
There's a wiry strength to me.
20. So it's like you've done this for a long time. You know how to dig a hole. It's your job, and you just start to just.
How deep do I get it done before the end of my turn?
You probably get about a foot down.
Oh, okay. I'll carry on digging then.
Gotcha. For this, okay. So, Stalwart, it's your go.
Okay. I'm gonna see that he's digging the hole, and I'm going to try to grab a hold of Dale and throw Dale in the 1-foot hole.
Okay.
I hope you're ready. He's coming.
Oh!
He's so disgusting. Oh, get him off me.
Go ahead and make me a strength check for me, Stalwart.
Okay.
And he's also going to make a strength check, this vine horror.
Wow, that's yes. Of
Wow,
Well-
thank God.
Okay, so that's a fumble. So thankfully it wasn't an attack, but a skill check. So nothing happens too badly. I will say though, I'm going to roll something for this. That not only does he knock you away from, but you fall into the hole and you are prone.
Ah!
As like you land butt first into the hole, just like as Scrat is trying to dig into it, he just stops. It's like ah. But
Don't dig in there. It's not clean.
Oh, I'm used to not being clean. Like a dirty head comes up for a second.
Put my hand over my butt so he doesn't stab me.
for Roar, it's your go.
With all of this commotion going on, Lanray would have just been like, oh, with his dagger, like, and just like, oh, my hip, and he like kind of like stumbles forward and tries to plunge his dagger into the creature.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that a what roll? Just straight D20 or?
Yeah, just straight D20.
Ooh, an 11.
11. Let me see here. For these guys, that unfortunately does not hit. As you try to stumble forth and stab into this thing, you see as one vine just wraps around your arm and pulls it away from like the corpse and goes, and then the vine just moves away from your hand.
Looks like my late wife. Ooh.
And so, anything else for your turn? Just so you guys know, in this system there are no opportunity attacks, so you can move away.
Mm.
Oh, I've
can,
got a hole to dig.
Okay.
can I try to move away or?
Sure, yeah. Like you
did
can
it let
move
go?
about 30 feet. So
Okay, I'll just position my old little bones near where I can attack again, but not be in the hole because that would be unsafe for poor Lanray.
sounds good. So it is now the horror's turn, and for them, they are going to move up towards, and I'm going to do, because they are unintelligent, They're going to move up to Stalwart first. And since you're on the ground, you have a +4 for them to hit you. So you're prone. The first vine horror is going to shamble towards you. Just kind of looking at you as if confused. But then you see its face go... And you watch as one vine snakes up and tries to slam down on you. That is going to be a 7 to hit. As you just see it, and you're like, ah! And you move to the side, and it goes poof down on the ground, right by you, and just kicks up dirt. And you see it growl in frustration as it's going to attack you with a second vine.
Oh no.
That's a 10. What's your AC? Oh, Starward, you are muted, sir.
Oh yeah, I was holding the space bar, but out of the window. Yeah, AC is 11.
That you see it snake up, and you see that it's about to stab right into your chest. So you grab a Scrat's shirt and just pull him to the side like as you both move, and it goes stabs into the hole.
Pull me up! Pull me up! Don't bury me!
Hold you up? What are you doing in here? I'm not finished.
Sorry.
The other horror is going to move over to Aardvark. It's going to try to strike across your
Looks
abdomen.
like we got a new friend.
That is going to be that's going to be a 20 to hit.
that will hit.
Oh no.
So for this,
Yikes.
and so for this is it's a 1d6. As you take 5 damage as it rips into your form.
Takes me down to -4.
Your character is now dead.
Oh,
First death, everyone. As you watch as it just splits your form in 2, and you just fall to the ground.
Can I just clarify? Natalie, were you playing the only person who wasn't an old person?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just checking.
I love
Just
that we're
checking.
just a group of old people.
What?
The young are so foolish. That would never happen to us.
Yeah, learn how to dodge the juke maneuvers as you get into older age.
In that character's place, Aardvark, who takes up
The
call?
the sturdy woodcutter who is going to be old,
Mhm.
and will say,
We're all
"I
gonna-
agree. You got to move out of the way of the attacks."
That's right. Good to have you along. It's good to have our OAP cards out. Maybe they'll just let us through.
And for its second attack, it's going to see this woodsman move up and take your character's place, and is also going to use its second attack against him.
All right.
That is going to be a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Oh god! And you take 4.
That puts me to -1.
And just as soon as the woodsman moves up and is like, I'm here to save the day, his head immediately gets chopped off by this vine, and it goes thudding down the hill.
Oh, he didn't last very long at all. We need to get this hole done quick.
My favorite customers, too. Damn it.
So who's this new character?
The wizard's apprentice comes up and says, "It's you should listen to your own advice, woodcutter. I'm here to save the day, non-magical users."
Top of the round, it is the magician's apprentice turn.
just gonna yell magic missile as I dive forward with my dagger.
Okay.
Seems like there should be something more to that. What am I missing?
Old eyes don't see much, but
Yeah.
like a dagger? Is it a missile?
Then maybe it's a magic thistle. Maybe it's,
Oh, it is.
yeah, I can see that.
AC 6.
Unfortunately, you managed to hit, but as you carve into its form, it's like there's no blood that comes out, and you don't, and it doesn't seem to to react to your knife. It just stares at you.
Oh, they're magically buffed.
But with that, Scroticus, it's your go.
I didn't realize there was a magical gym around here. They got magically buffed up. That's just cheating. If I could have done that in my younger days, my job would have been much easier. I'm just nattering as I continue to dig my hole.
Okay, make me a strength check. So not only do you make the hole bigger, but you manage to get about 3 feet down. You've never seen someone dig a hole as fast as this. It's like... there is almost a blur as you see his arms just... Oh, her arms just going up and down like... And just dirt is going everywhere. So much, in fact, that some of it gets onto the vine creatures who begin to rub at their faces from all the crap, and now they are partly blinded and have -4 to hit.
So am I right in thinking it's now 4 feet deep? Is that correct?
Yeah.
I'll probably do. She'll climb out of the tunnel on the other side and be like, "Whoa! Whoa! Corpses!"
Oh god. Stalwart.
That's a lovely shot, dear.
You are a force to be reckoned with. Scary, milady. Let's see if we can fill that hole up.
Right,
Go
there was-
over to the-
There was a reason my husband was quiet.
Well, he's probably quiet because he's probably in one of these holes in your backyard.
I'm gonna grab one of these vine creatures by the scruff.
Okay.
Throw him
Make
in this
me,
fresh hole.
Okay. Make me a strength check.
It's +2. Huzzah!
All right. You successfully grab this thing
Ugh.
and push it into the hole. It goes poof, as it falls down, face first, like.
Ah, that's a solid 4 feet. You're right. Yes.
Yeah,
Very good.
I'm good digging.
It's actually, I think, because of the fall, it's actually going to take 1 damage as part of its head hits one of the rocks down below. It kind of shakes itself.
All right, now we just got to make sure it stays down there. Oh, there's another one.
Furore, it's your turn.
Standing at the edge of this glorious hole, Lanray kneels down and he goes with a very shaky, with tremors hand. He goes, "Oh!" and tries to stab it right in the head.
Okay. The one in the hole, or the one that is attacking the magician's apprentice right now?
Which one's probably closer to me?
Probably the one in the hole.
Okay, I'll do
You
that.
have a +4 to hit it,
Yes.
but it is 4 feet down. So
I have a long bony arm.
okay.
Probably not 4 feet long, but he reaches down.
Mhm.
That is +4 would be 18.
18. With your own viney-like arms, you hit into the back of this thing. As it's trying to right itself up, you see the spot in its back where all the vines are starting to burst, and you stab right into the dead center of it, and it screams.
That's the cerebellum, kids.
Roll for damage.
So that's just a D4.
I think that's the worst case of scoliosis I've ever seen.
And it says D4 minus 1. Am I?
Yep.
Oh. That would be a 2.
2. So takes 2 damage as you stab into it.
It's not my sharpest knife.
It's like you see its head turn around to stare at you, and it glares as like 2 vines come out of its like face to make like a super frowny expression, just like.
It's got a unibrow.
Mhm.
Ah, I could shave that up for you, fella.
But with that turn, it is now its turn, as it's going to spend its turn getting up from its prone position. It is still in the hole, but it can't do anything else. So it's just standing good like around, and it's just staring at you all, just like. The other one is going to move towards Scraticus.
Cool. I'm still
Because-
standing on the opposite side of the hole.
It's gonna move around it.
Oh, they've got intelligence. I thought they were thick.
And it's going to try to hit you with its vine.
Oh, here comes its vine.
So hold on. So I need to roll in the fumble table because I rolled a nat 1. So give me 1 second.
Fumble table falls in the hole. It falls in the hole. The dice are calling for it.
Okay, so it rolled an 18, and on the fumble table, you accidentally strike yourself for normal damage plus an extra point. In addition, you fall on your back and are unable to right yourself to make a DC 16 check. So it's going to hit itself. So for some reason, it doesn't understand how its vines are supposed to work. And instead of slapping you, it uses one on one side, and it just tries to move around, but instead it just hits itself on the front, just like, it's like, ah! And so it's going to take 5 damage, and it's going to fall into the hole past the other one. It's going to go, poof, and it's going to take 1 damage from that. And it's going to just kind of stunned stare up at you all. And the other one is going to look down and go like... It's going to be its turn. So,
That's right. You stay down there too.
Aardvark, it is your turn.
I guess again, try just yell out magic missile and go in with the dagger.
Okay. All right, go ahead and roll me an attack roll. You have a +4 to hit the one that's prone. So
6.
6
Plus
plus.
the +4.
No, with the +4.
Oh,
no, you
no.
do not hit. Unfortunately, you try to reach down and you kind of almost fall into the hole yourself, and it's like, "Bleh."
These
But
foul
you manage
beasts
to
are
like scramble
so
away.
powerful. These horrid beasts are so powerful. No wonder they got
Ah,
my
Youth is wasted on the young. Jeez. Look at her. She's got 2 in a bucket already.
Scraticus, your master plan has been brought to fruition. They're both in the hole.
They
What do you
are.
want to do?
Well, I'm gonna say, well, everyone, they're in the hole. Why bother stabbing them? Just weigh them down and then bury them. I'm gonna grab a big rock and try and throw it on one.
Okay, go ahead and make me a strength check to try to pick up one of the rocks nearby.
That's an 11. Could be worse.
11, you pick up the rock, and you start to move towards the hole. You are, unfortunately, that is your action, and you can't drop it quite yet.
So can I move up to the hole?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I can't drop it just yet. Okay.
Okay, but with that, Stalwart, it's your go.
That seems like an awful lot of work, my lady. I think we'll just.
I'll go up to the one that Furor was stabbed in the head.
I'll just take out my extra barber's knife, or barber's razor. Well, I'm not going to tell them that I plan on just rinsing it off and using it after we're done here for work. But I'm just going to just kind of try to stab that same one in the head.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a d20 plus 4. 'Cause it's still prone.
Oh,
I tell you, stabbing him in the head is the right of it.
12.
yeah.
You just hit. Roll for damage.
Oh, man, now my arm hurts. I'm going to take a break. Let's see. What is the damage on that? 1d4 plus 2?
Mhm.
Sure. Okay. So this plus 2. So 4.
4. How do you kill
Oh,
this vine horror?
I'll go down for like a slash and cut off part of its scalp, and it'll peel back to the side. And I'm like, oh, that's a waste of a good cut. All right, fine. And I'll go down at the weak spot and just try to go into its brain and stab it.
I don't know. I thought that was a good side parting.
All right, so you grab onto its head and drag it to the side of the hole, and you try to cut off the scalp, and there's like a thick piece of skin that falls off of it, and it just goes like,
What the hell?
and
So that was my good to pay.
and
Looks like we got
and
a
then you stab it in the back, and you see the vines go, and then just into the dirt.
Yeah. Cheap toupee at that. Get out of here.
For Roar, it's your go.
So there's still one more
Mhm.
in the pit.
Mhm.
Us old people, we need to stick together. And he kind of shuffles, trying to get as close as he can to like one more stab in there.
All right, go ahead and make me an attack roll. This one is not prone though, so go ahead
Okay.
and make me a d20.
I got a 14.
14, that hits.
Yes. And then my damage is super great. Ugh. A 2 again.
2.
Yeah.
You slash it across the face, and part of its jaw comes off. It's like, "Ah, ah."
Might be able to throw that in a stew
It's
later,
like,
but then he
ugh.
tries to. Can I try to take a step back as I make way for the big boulder carrying strong woman?
Yeah. Go ahead. As it just tries to hold its jaw in place, it's like, but with that, it is now its turn as it's going to try to climb out of the hole. Thankfully, it's only about 4 feet deep, and it's about 5'6", so it's going to make a strength check to try to get out. And it does manage to start clambering out as it shuffles with one hand still on its jaw, just like, and it gets up and it stands, but that is its turn, unfortunately, for me anyway. But Aardvark, it's your go.
Kick it in the face, dear. Just
Where's
kick it.
where's your wisdom now? Magic missile, and then stab again. Oops. 3.
3. All right, it takes 3 as you slash
Oh
it.
no, I hit at a 3 AC.
Oh no, that does not hit. As once again, one of the vines kind of just bats your hand.
It's a tragic missile. Jeez.
Exactly.
Broken.
Tragic missiles, great.
Straticus, it's your go.
So it's standing on the side of the hole, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna give it the stone in a very pushy way, so it falls back in with the stone on top of it.
Okay.
Like,
Make
yeah.
me a strength check plus 4.
Plus 4. Oh, lovely. Is that in addition to my already had bonuses to strength?
Yes.
17.
17. You just so how do you give it this stone? Like, what do you do?
Like, okay, so have you ever been that kid at school that's like, hey, think fast with a basketball, and like you throw it right at their face? That's pretty much what I do. I'm like, hey, boom.
All right, so it's like, as it's gonna fall back into the hole, and I will say, because it's a large stone, not only is it gonna take the 1 damage from the fall, but it's also gonna take a 1d4 for the damage from the stone.
My character will look over at Ferrors and be like,
See, that's like my stone. So
Brad?
think about that.
How does this vine horror die?
Well, he gets crushed, of course, and then we start burying him.
All right, so you guys just kind of watch as this old lady with muscle-bound, wiry arms just throws this like 3-foot boulder at this thing. Goes like, huh? As it falls, and it just instantly gets its head crushed.
Well,
And it starts to twitch, and then it splits apart, exposing just a whole bunch of like slimy seeds that just fall onto the ground and just twitches dead.
I'm pretty good at this, but you could help me fill in the holes. You guys didn't do much.
I stabbed it. And then he looks at the old lady and he kind of like does this like I'm oddly attracted to your wit and cunning.
Now, no funny business, Sonny.
Oh, damn.
Honestly, if my son Johnny heard you, he'd be very upset.
Is Johnny also dead or in the kitchen?
No, Johnny left to be a sailor.
Okay. Onward now, I bet. Let's go. And he starts like hobbling. He's like, my hip hurts. I have to go to bed soon.
Her son's a scallywag. Careful what you're getting into, that family. Oh, yes, we're done here. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys spend some time burying this thing, and it takes you about 10 minutes. It's not the... Scrad, why don't you make me a intelligence check, just straight D20 roll, to see how well this grave is dug and made.
Can I get a +1 if I use my trowel?
Sure.
I use my trowel to level it out afterwards.
Right, well, it's not your best work, but it's serviceable.
Well, yeah, it's not the deepest, it's not the most level, but should keep him down.
Right, but now you look and the vines seem to retreat from the poles and head deeper into the ground. And you guys are now left in this causeway. The keep's still ahead, and the other path's still available towards you. What do y'all want to do?
First of all, I want to say thank you very much to Gilroy Almighty, who donates a advantage to Mary Deep.
That'll work. There's no advantage or disadvantage, but we'll say you get a +4 that you can use.
Cool. Yep. Okay.
We're bound to win now.
But yeah.
Henry just starts hobbling up the hill because my arthritis is setting in. We have to move on.
All right. So let me do this.
Yes. Forward.
Maybe there'll be some bombs inside this place. You could, like a salve, you can rub it down. Demons get aches too.
What? I can't hear you very well.
Sorry, I'm trailing behind. There's so many people here.
Use your other ear.
This one's not much better.
Yeah, borrow.
Are you folk coming or not? There's some lovely filth up here too.
I'm just filling out my hole.
Very nice hole.
Nah, it's not the best, to be honest. Let's just move away from it while we can.
But as you guys approach up the causeway, eventually you come to the gatehouse. The dark, moss-eaten gatehouse towers above you, grim and forbidding. Murder holes fashioned in the likeness of looming toes threaten to gout forth flaming oil and tar, but has since been left to time and age. Black arrow slits pierce the high stone walls. You can hear the flap of the banner above, and you can see it flapping in the wind, hidden from sight by the vine-draped battlements. The ancient drawbridge here has long since fallen away into ruin, leaving only a few rotting planks placed across the ditch. The heavy iron portcullis stands half raised, the rusty spires a mere 4 feet above slots cut into the stone floor. What do you do?
Should
What
we
do you
knock?
think of these murder holes? I know how much you like holes.
Faror, make me a search check, so just a straight intelligence check.
12.
12. You look around, and you don't see anything, but your ears, even in your old age, can pick up odd sounds. Like you hear above you, on the second floor, you hear beast-like sounds.
Is that your ex-wife?
One of them, probably.
Are all 9 of them up there? Boy, you're in trouble now.
Oh, no wonder they closed the kitchen.
Don't I know it? So I was gonna say they obviously have heard things now as well. Well, it's time to face the music, I guess. But and then he kind of like points to the ground. What do you make of these, my whole expert?
Oh, well, they're not big enough to put a body in. I can tell you that. Bit of work, though. I could dig them out a bit. We could make them into some real, graves.
Well, we could do that, but we might be out here a very long time. And like I've said, my hip is going to give out. So I think that maybe do we proceed? And then I I kind of shuffle because turning is hard. And look at the rest of everyone. What say the rest of you? And I do a little tremble. Oh, it's chilly.
Well, if your hips are gonna give out and you gotta go to bed, we should probably press on.
Good idea.
All right. So, with the sounds of what you assume to be beastmen above you, you start to move across these rickety old planks. With each foot, it's like... And there's a point where you feel as though if there's any more weight, that they'll break and you'll fall into the old rotten moat below. You can see green bits of slime and old dead plants below you, and you can see hundreds of bugs and crawling creatures moving around. But the planks do hold. I want to know, as we go forth, who is first and who is last in this line, because it can only be one at a time that you move across these planks.
Ray will go first, but he will make sure that he's holding his cane and kind of I'll test these, and kind of presses a little bit down with his cane.
All right.
Don't need to be any surprises, though. This does look a lot like the swimming pool that our kids swim in quite a bit. Don't you think? It's a lovely smell.
As you move forward, you notice that the portcullis is rusted with age, but the bottom tips are still sharp. So you try to avoid them as you move past into the keep itself. You successfully do so.
Just watch your step. It should be fine.
Chorus. Solobon donates for a random wild magic surge to occur.
Ooh, all right. So what
Nice.
happens? So I'm gonna roll a 1d4, and whoever this lands on. So Scrat's 1, Aardvark is 2, Stalwart is 3, and Furor is 4. So let me do this. Furor, you get to roll a wild magic surge.
That would be a 1d 546, please.
How do I roll that?
I'll put it in chat for you. If you guys would like to, contribute or view our Wild Magic Surge table, which is currently being developed by the community, you can do so in our Discord. If someone could put the !Discord thing in chat, that'd be great. It's over in the suggestion box tab.
152.
152, and let me bring up the wild magic surge.
Target. Okay, this is brilliant. I don't think you'll disallow this one at all. Target gets the Christopher Walken syndrome. Speak pattern now punctuate.
What does he do again?
He's the guy that talks like this all the time. You know, the one. I'm the headless horseman in Sleepy Hollow. You know.
I have a need for some cowbell. I've had this cowbell.
I got a fever.
I had this cowbell up my ass for 12 years.
Up my ass. I will try my best elderly walk-in impression.
I once got 2 wild magic surges in one of the one-shot wonders that made me have to speak. I think it was like Darth Vader or something like that, and the next one was Christopher Walken syndrome. So I had to do Christopher Walker Darth Vader. Yeah. Anyway.
Like I said, the bridge is safe.
Beautiful. I love it.
What are you breathing in up there?
Fumes.
Clearly, he activated a curse. Be careful. This is magic is my area.
Oh,
And then just
tragic
kind of, like,
missile.
narrows her eyes and starts looking around for magic things.
Make sure to use that tragic missile. Oh god, I'm just gonna like flip in and out of elderly.
I think it's
Since you were
beautiful.
trying to find magic things, go ahead and make me a search check.
Sure.
I'm glad you approve.
One.
Natural 1.
As it should be.
I'm
It's
just
a lot in life.
just here to fail for all you guys.
You
I
know,
think you are
pretty
having the
sure-
worst luck.
You are pretty sure by how fast your friend was able to dig that hole that her shovel is in fact magic.
Yes. That's a magical shovel. It's +2 to digging. Whatever the 2 means. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far in training yet, but that's clearly a magical shovel of digging.
look at the shovel.
Good. We might need some magical weapons to defeat the beast. I've heard tale of creatures that explains out there. I just need some stronger magics.
I see. Well, I'm sure this will come in useful, one way or another.
You guys coming over here?
I was okay for a second, and now I'm barely holding it together again.
It is a terrible curse.
Yeah,
We should all avoid it.
maybe you should.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Maybe you should hit him with your shovel, your magic shovel. Maybe it'll cure him of this treacherous disorder.
I've been hit with many a shovel before by a woman. Can't talk like this.
It's so beautiful. I mean, duration is up to the DM. It wasn't specified by the Wild Magic search. So.
Oh yes, how is this indefinite?
Yes.
Oh god. Hopefully I die soon.
But who's going next?
I'm kind of slinking to the back after seeing this disgustingness happen.
Okay.
I'll walk up ahead. I'm not afraid of any curses that might make me talk funny. I'll just dig my way out of them, I guess.
So you, with your old bones creaking, your arthritis starting to kick in, but you kind of ignore it. You move past the port and join your friend.
Yes, well, yeah, my stamina's not as good as it used to be.
How do you feel? Are you okay?
Well, you know, my joints are still seizing up, but that's normal. Yeah, my reflexes still feel good.
I don't really know what the problem is.
I
I don't know why I feel the need to like kind of do this every time I talk to you.
It's working.
I'm gonna run across.
Okay.
Hopefully it doesn't touch me, whatever that thing is that made him like that.
Okay. So you run across the planks creaking under your weight, and you dive inside, and you come out unscathed.
Okay. Hello? Am I? Okay, good. I'm normal. Man, you must have soaked up all the curse. Good.
You feel fine.
One for the team. Yeah, taking one for the team.
Up until a fly bites your neck again. It's like, zzz. Oh, you are muted, sir.
Man down, man down. I've been hit.
There's
The
a
curse
nice
got-
like red welt that starts to swell. Like,
Curse got me. Go on without. No, don't go on without me. I'll be up in a minute.
Talking about.
Yeah, well, what are you talking about? Gee, sorry, I'll take the venomous bite.
Was that a fly or a bee? Because to be or not to be, I guess that's the question.
Oh, jeez. You
That
did
was
get.
a terrible joke.
Sorry, I'll stop digging myself a hole.
hard work. You are the last to go through.
Okay. I will strut through confident that I have found all of the magic in this room.
Okay. You strut forward, and as you move, you hear above you, as you are just kind of moving around the port, you hear a sound of like, and you, just in time, move past the gate as it slams down behind you. And you hear above you guys these two bickering voices almost. You hear, and you hear a ringing bell. Dong, 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 dong. As you hear two sets of footsteps moving above you and down towards the east across the wall.
Sounds like the church. Maybe that's the Reverend and his wife. Best to stay out of their way. I never liked them too much. They're so cranky.
I agree.
Maybe that's the kitchen bell. Maybe they just moved locations and this is their new franchise.
Oh. Well, what do you think? Do we head east the way they went, or do we go in another direction?
In front of you guys, you do see a courtyard, and it's expansive. There are multiple ways that you can go. You can see a number of broken walls to your northwest, and you can see a large well that is sticking out of the courtyard itself, kind of lackadaisical. you can see that there is a structure inside the keep that is off to your east, and there is a large, giant, massive sinkhole off to the northeast as well. And you can see a door that leads to the west, that leads up the only still standing tower off to the east as well.
Wow. We should go in one of these directions. God, my voice is like all over the place.
I suggest the tower. I've heard tale of much gold and other loot there. I'm sure that's probably wherever what is hoarding and stealing all these people is headquartered around their treasure. Plus, I mean, a tower. I mean, that's the perfect place to live, is up in a tower.
Do we want to get the treasure, or do we want to try to chase the evil people?
Well, I did hear that they signed the petition to close down the country western kitchen, so maybe we should go and get them.
I agree, and I shake my fist.
Sure. I mean, I'd like to rescue people from the town, but I mean, the kitchen mission is very important as well. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Lanray just starts like hobbling towards the evil voices. He's like, them, and just starts going for it.
Okay. All right, so you begin to move towards it. Do the rest of you follow suit?
Yes.
Yeah. Let Lamray get a little bit ahead, and then fall. Yes.
Right.
They're so brave.
So as you guys move forward, flanked by crumbling stone walls, the moss-covered tower stands proud despite the ravages of time. A tall, rust-bound portal bars the tower's sole entrance, watched over by a leering, demonic gargoyle, perched down, its stone visage opened up into a laughing scream. Rings of deep arrow slits pierce the thick walls, and overarching battlements loom high above you. Ground here is solid, but murky, and as you step, there's this odd squish to the moss-covered earth.
These are my favorite slippers, too. Gross.
I seem to have gotten stuck. And then I'm like yanking my one like hip kind of.
Be careful, you'll pop it again.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll have to get one of these vine creatures to prop it back in place.
Oh, we could have taken some of the vines to hold you together. Oh, it's that problem's dead and buried. Let's move on, I guess.
Any of you fine folk have a option you'd like to explore?
A little apprentice young folk. Can you cure her of that disease that she got? The one that makes her talk all...
I will tell you that I am a man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was talking to her, to the gravedigger, and it just mixed conversations. I apologize.
It's so easy to confuse the elderly.
Well, that last plant monster knocked my glasses off, and lens crafters is kind of out of business at the moment, so I don't have any new things.
Lens crafters of Faerun.
Yes. Can you fix
It's a
him?
very advanced spell, but I can try. It's gonna
Tragic
need your
dagger.
complete cooperation there.
I don't need a tragic missile.
Oh well, I wouldn't use the magic missile, but I will try to dispel magic, and then she'll start doing all these intricate hand moves and mumbling, and say, "There, if it works, it definitely worked. If you were open to it."
Make an intelligence check, Aardvark.
I know what smelling magic is going to do either, but we'll try it.
10.
10. You haven't learned any spells yet. Your wizard teacher has left you more to do dishes and clean pots and all that sort of thing, to take out their undimensionable bin outside to dump and stuff like that and to clean. But you, being somebody who is ambitious, have taken time to try to sneak into their room, to pore over scrolls when they're not there, and to listen to them enchant. You move your hands, and you intone some words of power. And Furor, your character feels something move out of their throat and expel almost like a dark black mist.
I don't know what you're talking about.
As while you do manage to get rid of that voice, Furor, your character
Now sounds like this all the time.
as you've kind of taken part of their voice away.
So, is it just my voice is very scratchy now, or?
Yes. Yeah.
Now I feel like there's something wrong with my voice.
I told you not to mess around with magic.
Oh my, it's so powerful. You
The
destroyed it.
Aquanauts do as they wish sometimes. Trying to
Why do
hide.
I sound like a frog?
I
Are
think
you
it's a
really a
little-
wizard?
Oh,
But
maybe
Hey,
you're
buddy.
like turning into one of them characters from one of them fairy tales. Maybe you'll get kissed by a princess.
I don't think that's gonna cure it either. Sorry, buddy, you always sounded like a frog. Now you just sound more like a frog.
So, what are y'all doing? There is the tower in front of you. The door is closed. There are other ways around this keep.
Well, I'll just try and open the door, I guess. I'll take the initiative. And just wanders up and just tries the latch.
All right, you try the latch, and you try to push against it, and there's a slight give, but then you feel it stick on something.
Can I try the latch and give it a push?
Sure, make a strength check.
Sure, I'll use my advantage as well for the extra +4.
Okay.
You're so
18?
strong.
You push against it, but you feel that it's barred by something from behind, as if something is reinforcing the door.
Well, it seems like something's reinforcing the door.
Oh, wow.
How astute.
I pushed it pretty hard, and it didn't seem to budge.
Is there any other way in?
Does anybody have an axe or a hammer?
I've got a spade.
It's not gonna work.
I could dig under the door, maybe. He said it was +2 digging.
I seem to be all out of hammers.
Yeah. I got nothing. I got chalk.
Well, I guess we better give up and go the other way.
I will also let you guys know that if you help someone, you give them an extra +1 to their roll. So how many characters can help as well? So
Let's just do a pile of elderly people against a door pushing.
Now that we know that, can we add the extra rolls to my previous roll? Would you allow that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll say that.
Would anyone like to add to my +1? Add to my 18?
I'm
Sure.
adding.
Yeah,
will add.
padding.
Excellent.
Oh,
21,
Okay.
please, Chorus.
So with the 21, you get one just above the DC. It was a DC 20 strength check. As you push against the door, your old people's forms have seen years of toil in the fields. Your life has been hard. You're not going to let some door get in the way of your adventure. And you push, and there's a rip and a crack as the door splinters. As you slam it forward. And as you stumble inside, you discover a hellish scene. The hot stench of rot rolls from the door, raising bile in the back of your throats. The floor of the wide tower is covered in the rotting hides of cattle and sheep and men. A narrow staircase spirals around the tower around you. Dark forms hang from chains, still spiked through the wall. Surely these are your fellow countrymen. Out from the shadows emerges a pack of snarling beastmen, bloody spears clutched in their gnarled hands. You look, and you see one with a large ram's face, with human-like teeth, shiny and white, but smeared by blood, and large bulging eyes. You see one with a molted clammy flesh of a frog, warped into a human-like visage. You see another with dense feathers propping up against its arms, its head torn into a raven's form. They all are wearing hides and clutching spears, but one pushes past them, one about 8 feet tall, lumbering. Boom, boom, boom. As with each foot, its form shakes the ground that you stand on. Its wicked two curved horns framing a massive bull's head. In its hand, it holds a giant axe stained with gore and blood. You see that there is a belt around it, covered in skulls of various monsters, beastmen, and humans. You can see one of your compatriots, its form, its head still with skin and dripping blood off of one of its belts. It snarls at you as the rest of the beastmen crowd around it and start to slam against their chest. Is now initiative as they rush towards you all, spears and axes at the ready. It seems that they knew that you were on the way there and have prepared this ambush.
no way. We were stealthy.
Yeah.
As they're coming down, I imagine, like, oh, I guess you guys aren't used to the smell of death. Well, if you're new to this, just tie a hanky around your nose. You'll soon get used to it. And also, thank you very much to Potato Hollow, who donates for 3+4s for Mary Deep.
It's awesome.
Dibs on some of these axes. They might come in handy with further doors.
Oh, that's very, very ash-toot, I believe you said of you. Yeah.
Ash-toot.
Ash-toot and resourceful.
Resorter. I think my voice will just devolve into some kind of grunt or mumble by the end.
You sound like the beast people by the end of this.
So I'm going to roll for the beastmen and their champion.
Hey, any chance we can still put the door back together and just back away?
I mean, you could certainly try.
There's so
And
many of them.
Just so you guys are aware, there are 8 beastmen and 1 champion.
I like these odds.
Yes.
And the beastmen are gonna, all eight of them except for the champion are gonna go at the same time. But who got 20 or above for their initiative?
Oh, I got a 19. I was pretty close.
And Scrat got a 19. Aardvark, what did you get?
11.
11. So, Aardvark, 11. Stalwart, what did you get?
4.
4.
Oh,
Dead.
All
I
right.
got dead.
you all right there? Did you fall over?
Yeah.
All right.
See you on the other side.
And Furore, what'd you get?
I also got an 11.
Okay, so you'll go at the same time as Aardvark. All right. Scrat, top of the round. It is your go. You see these beastmen crowding around this larger figure as he turns and says, and he starts to move towards you. And as if from his own force of will, they bite and claw at the ground and start to move towards you with him. It seems as though this one leads them.
So they're looking like they have leaders. They're looking somewhat intelligent, yeah?
Yeah.
The nice thing about semi-intelligent things is they can maybe be a little bit gullible. I'm going to reach deep into my robes and produce a candle, which I light. I'm going to say, by the gods! Anyone who touches this light will be eviscerated! I'm just going to place it on the floor in front of me.
Go ahead and make me a
They're spooky.
personality check to try to convince these beastmen.
I'm going to use a +4.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, 6.
Oh, no.
6. You place this down. There are some of them that draw back. Beastmen have this innate fear of fire. You see some of them draw away as if on instinct. But the Minotaur looks down, looks to you, its eyes gleaming in the light of the flame. It reaches down with its massive humanoid furred hand, picks up the candle.
Important question. Does lighting the candle count as an action?
Yes.
Okay, carry on. Not the old stab in the eye on the way down then. Okay.
All right. Decide what to do on its turn.
Of course.
But Aardvark, it's your go.
I will strike while he's distracted and
Okay.
do the old, what's now dubbed the tragic missile, stab combo, because it's worked out so well so far.
Pride ourselves on consistency.
12 this time.
12, that does hit.
Yeah.
Woo! Break that curse.
Whoops. Here we go. 3.
Ooh, okay.
Three.
Nice.
All right. So 3, you leap up while he's staring at this candle. You stab into his neck and draw down. He bellows out and stumbles back, clutching at his throat and dropping the candle. It seems that the distraction was just enough. Furore, it is your go.
And as that's happening, Lanray also leaps forward to try to stab the Minotaur. That is a 19.
19, that also hits.
Yes. Ooh, I got a 4, but it's a 3.
3. He sees you on your way and he pulls up his hand and lets you stab him in it. But he stares down at you, seemingly unaffected by your blow.
And I just like back away. And I try to get out of the way.
Yeah. He seems very upset with you.
Oh shit. That's all.
As it is now the Beastman's turn. He's going to turn to Aardvark, the one who stabbed him. He's going to toss the the candle away, poof, throwing it onto the floor. And it winks out. This like poof, small bit of smoke trails off. And he grabs his axe in 2 hands, his blood trickling down the shaft as he gazes at you, Aardvark, with hate in his eyes. And he brings up his axe and tries to strike down at you. That is going to be an 11 to hit.
That hits.
All right.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You take 7 damage as he cuts into your form,
Yeah.
slicing you down from head to toe.
I walked away for a second. Has Natalie been killed again?
Taking all the heat, so you don't have to.
It's like you watch as he gets halfway through the form until he hits the hip, and he kind of snorts, and he brings up his foot and pushes your lifeless corpse onto the ground. Who takes your place?
I have a noble character that walks up, longsword in hand, and says, "Finally, a challenge worthy of my strength and skill."
I don't know. That one just had a lot of skill with magic, and now he's gone. She's gone.
Oh, does this mean we've lost our protection from curses? Oh, damn!
Stalwart, it is now your go.
I am traumatized. Shit. Let's see here. What to do? Well, being a barber, this thing's covered in fur. It's time to skin it. Yep. I'm just gonna haphazardly just run forward, razor in hand, and just like close my eyes and try to plunge it at the thing's chest. Ah! Very
Right.
non-tactical or
You've got this.
I'll avenge you. I don't even know your name.
Yelled tragic missile.
Tragic. I'm the wielder of the arcane arts. Fear me.
And let's see.
I think you got muted again.
Yeah, you are muted, sir.
Yeah, I keep forgetting I'm holding the push to push to unmute, but once you leave Zoom, it doesn't work so well. Okay, so it's just a regular D20 roll. Okay, the damage is what I have to. Gotcha. Okay. And
Poop.
Oh dear.
so yeah, I run at him and apparently don't do so well at finding him.
You hit him, but his fur is so tough and just knotted that it doesn't get very far. And so he looks down at you,
So
just
muscly.
kind of pushes you away.
Ah!
He must like his split ends.
I was just trying to do him a favor. Ungrateful.
And you watch as it's now the Beastman's turn, as they see their champion slaying one of these invaders, begin to chant, "Rook, ra, ook, ra, ook, ra, ook, ra." And you see four of them, emboldened by their leader, move up to each of you, and they're all going to make attacks. Scraticus, the one you see one with a snake's head and a impossibly long neck, and 2 almost bird-like wings for arms, moves up to you, and it's going to take its spear and try to jab you, and it's going to miss as you duck out of the way. It's like, "Ugh!"
Yeah, no, she probably that ducking seems like effort. She'll just take her spade and just turn it. No!
It's like, "Ugh!"
How dare you!
You're just gonna lightly poke at it, just like ding, 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 ding.
I've got some things to say to you.
Um,
Don't you take that tone with me.
and it just kind of like, brings its. If a snake could pout, it would go like.
Goddamn
it's a tease.
teenagers.
Yeah. Could tell right away.
Oh yeah, mile away, mile away.
Aardvark, the one that comes up to you is the frog man, just like hopping on one foot. Its warped form just partly turned into this creature, but it just kind of shamble hops towards you, bringing up its spear. It's going. It's a 10 to hit. Oh, you are muted. It seems. I cannot hear you. You okay? Also, Stalwart and Ferror, you are also muted.
Yeah,
Mine's
must
on
be-
purpose because dogs are barking.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I got children
Mm.
running.
Oh, battery died, but that's okay. So it does hit. Okay, yes. So you take 2 damage as it spears into you.
Oh, they should survive that. That's just a flesh wound.
All right. As the character is still up with 1 HP as he takes the spear in the side. But Nobleborn, he's far more sturdy than the rest of you. Stalwart, the creature that meets you is the ram. Its bulging eyes flicking towards you. Its lids not going down, but like slicking like a reptile's. As it stares at you, its face impossible to read as it brings its spear down on you. And it misses.
Ah,
And Furore, for you,
better cut your daddy.
yours is the raven just moving across the floor. Its back partly made out of almost like a dog's hind legs as it stumbles towards you, and it trips and tries to stab at you, but it misses.
Huh. I'm just so dexterous. And it's very obvious to everyone else that I am in no way responsible for the miss of this character.
It's like it stares at you and gives like scratch.
Ooh, hungry.
Peacock dog. Gets you every time. Well, not you. Everyone else.
Scrat, it is your go, sir. Top of the round.
Now, do you think just because you're some kind of snake person that you can come and push us around? Well, we're here to tell you different. So I suggest that you get away. She's adjusting the Minotaur's arm. Put my candle down.
It's already down. It's gonna stare at the candle. It's kind of thrown onto the ground. Just.
Oh, you were stepped away. Yeah, he extinguished your candle.
Ah! And I'll go and pick up my candle and pocket it. And then I'll go back waggling finger. You can't just treat us like this, okay? We're respectable citizens. We get free travel around the town on any cart, you know? Now, I suggest that you all go and take a long think about what you've done.
Go ahead and make me a personality check again.
A long think that really gets him.
And you see, Landre stick his, disheveled white hair on the other side. He goes, mm-hmm. Just
If anyone wants to waggle fingers with me, we can get up to an 8 here
Fingers-
on a 5.
fingers are waggling here. Strong waggle is here.
These beastmen haven't quite seen old people start on them this much. And you see a few of them, 2 in the back, just kind of rub their heads and be like, "Meh." But then the Minotaur just lets out this bellowing roar as it just cuts you off, and the rest of the group just goes and just get ready to try to murder you all.
Oh, I see. He's a bully, so you lot all just do what he says, huh? You don't have any spine for yourselves. You should be ashamed.
And you see the Minotaur points, and just like, and the gist you get is, don't listen to her. I'm your boss. This is what I do. Shut up.
See, I bet he's saying something the lines of, shut up and do what you're told. I'm the voice of reason here. I'm the voice of freedom. Well, back in the 60s, the 1860s that is, we wouldn't have stood for any of this.
Aardvark, it's your turn.
Yeah,
Stratasys is trying to convince these beastmen to go away and leave you alone.
He'll screech, "You shall not silence the Reginald of the Stone-Tide family," and lunge forth with his longsword.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack.
An 8.
8. That does not hit. As you stumble and swing wide of the Minotaur, as he just kind of stares at you, looks to the group, and just brings out a hand, just like, really? Really?
Seems like everyone from over in that direction hasn't figured this out yet.
Furore, it's your go.
Uh,
I don't know how you all survived this far, but I don't.
I was
I don't know either. Tell me.
Now, is the raven thing still kind of nearby?
Yes.
Okay.
But you can move away. There's no opportunity attacks in this system. So.
Right. I'm just not a very fast-moving fellow, so so there's the raven in front of me. Is there roughly one of these creatures in front of each of us? But where is the Minotaur?
The Minotaur is about 10 feet away from you in the center of this kind of group. Each one is kind of in your face, but the Minotaur is about 10 feet from each of you. You're kind of in this circle, right?
Okay. So I think then in this case, like fingers still out and like half waggling, where he was like, oh, and then he just looks down at the chicken and he's like, no, and like tries to slash at the Birdman, and that is a 7.
All right. Unfortunately, that does not hit. As it bounces back, goes.
I was thinking too much about chicken. I'm hungry.
And that's because they closed the kitchen. We're all hungry.
I know. I haven't eaten in a fortnight.
Also, thank you very much to Izrava, who donates for 3 more Wild Magic Surges.
Oh,
Awesome.
good.
So random. Okay. So
I guess usually.
Yeah. So first one is for Stalwart. Second one is for Aardvark. And third one is for Stalwart again. So Stalwart gets 2, Aardvark gets a 1.
Oh dear.
And just let me know what you guys get, because I want to read these off, because I haven't been on the DM side of this Wild Magic Surge thing. So
What's the big number right now?
546.
Four, 4, 4.
4, 4, 4. All right, so you rolled a 4, 4, 4. For the next our target must only speak in monologues in the stylings of an old school detective noir film.
All right.
What did you get, Stalwart?
What are the two? 170 and 353.
170. Okay. Targets cast spells 1 tier higher. Not sure what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna play this out as you actually can cast Magic Missile once.
What?
My day has come.
And what is your other one again?
Click back over here. Sir, 353.
353.
Mm-hmm.
There's an arcane swirl around you as blue and purple mist comes around your form. You swell in size. You become 8 feet tall. As you become the size of the Minotaur itself. You're going to be like this for the next 18 hours. As you just swell in size, and you feel your arms wrapping around with arcane just power. There's an odd hum to your limbs, and you feel goosebumps. And you feel in that moment that while you never took to magic itself, you feel in that moment attached to the weave of the world, and you can bring up your hand on your next turn and lay these beasts low with a magic missile. But before that, it is the beastman's turn, as it's going to turn towards Scraticus.
Mary, if you don't mind, I have a name. Best you use it.
Mary, as the Minotaur lumbers over, annoyed with you and your insane prattling, it's going to try to make an attack against you. That is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, 16 will hit. Give me a best shot.
As it rolls 4 damage on its roll. What happens? Are you dead?
Hang on. As it lops off probably an arm and a leg, she's like, "Oh, that's just a flesh wound. I'll be fine. You can't take me out, Sonny. I'm the voice of the people." And Mary Deep is dead.
As it slams into you, cutting your arm off, blood spilling everywhere as life fades from your eyes. Who takes Mary's place, Scrat?
Natalie, what was your character's name?
It's now I forget. Something Stonetide?
Stonetide, the family of Stonetide. Okay, it's going to be young Derek Stonetide, also a noble who enters the fray. He's very young. He has a sword, but he's also got like a satchel full of books on his side. And he's like, "Ah, hello!"
Okay, so with that, it is now Stalwart's turn. Stalwart, you have one spell that you can use. What are you gonna do?
Feel the essence of the young one, the wizard with the tragic missile. I feel them entering my body.
Oh boy, these old people are crazy!
Magic beyond belief.
Gosh.
I want to shoot. I want to shoot the Minotaur.
All right, go ahead and roll that damage. This is 3d4 plus 3.
3d4 plus 3. Yes, your bullshit bull. 3d4. Huzzah!
Huzzah indeed.
Awesome. And so with 12 damage, you all watch as with a single hand, a bead of light begins to shimmer. And the Minotaur turns after killing Mary, turns to you confused, and the light begins to grow bright. Arcane runes begin to fill out into the air, and you hear whispers. And the light begins to hum as bursts forth 3 crystal daggers slam into this beast. One poof, hits it in the gut and goes as one hits it in the arm, poof, blowing it away, its arm becoming a crater of black dust. And you watch as it sees the next one hit its head, poof, slamming into its open mouth. There is an odd hum as it tries to gulp it, as you watch the head explode, poof, gore splattering the walls, and hitting most of the beastmen. They stand shocked, looking at their champion.
Very good, sir.
You see the form move towards you.
I am Benjamin Winklepants, and you will not pass.
You watch as this Minotaur's hand reaches out reflexively and then stiffens and falls to the ground at your feet.
Oh wow, I saw that. It was kind of like he killed that old woman that was raving about the church stuff, and then he died. Oh boy!
Yes, it's karma.
You guys have a moment as these beastmen are shocked.
Well,
they all stare at you, unsure of what to do.
If
For Mary, and can I like stab something?
Sure.
I want to try to fist bump Landry. Now that I'm like 8 feet tall with a big fit.
Yes.
Oh,
all the
goodness,
young ones.
that was
And I'll
a
read-
little bit much, Sonny. Watch the hips.
Sorry.
Look over to fist bump Marion.
Oh yes. Shit.
From the
Our
floor.
leader.
Oh!
My
Oh!
fair lady fell.
All right, so I guess Furore, since we are in this lull out of combat, go ahead and make an attack roll against one of these creatures.
I'm gonna stab that damn chicken again.
Okay.
Ooh, 16.
16,
Yes,
that
sir.
hits. Roll for damage.
Ah, it's finally.
This Reaver for the win, man. Wow.
3.
3. Its eyes are gazed toward its fallen leader. And you, in that moment, stab it in the back of the head. It goes, and it falls to the ground, which is enough for the rest of the beastmen to awaken from their shock. They turn to you all and then begin to run out the door, fleeing, hoping that they can survive and you won't chase them out, as they just run, letting go of their spears and just being,
That's right! Derek Stonebind is here!
I give you a mighty finger waggle in Mary's honor.
Natalie, was the name? You only gave me the last name. Is this dad, father, uncle, sister?
It's Reginald Stonetide. So how
Reginald.
About, yeah.
Reginald Stonetide, possibly dad then?
Sure. Why not?
Dad, are you okay? You look pretty injured.
My son, he came up on the line. I told him to stay back. This is a dangerous spot. So I looked back at him, shoot him an angry look, and I said, I'm going Southern for some reason.
I like it.
Oh God, you know he's angry when he uses his Southern voice.
I looked back and I said, you're supposed to stay on the back line. This is too dangerous out here. There's femme fatales and danger afoot.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I thought I could help out somehow. I mean, you look pretty injured too. I bought my sword.
I did look injured. I took a big hit from the Minotaur before it was brought down, but I didn't want my son to see, so I turned my injured side away from him and I said, we should all move forward. I'm sorry, it's not Noir. I know Noir.
I'm hearing Noir in a way. I'm hearing it. It's all good.
By way of a.
What are you doing? Guys, come on, you're killing me.
So you are now surrounded by corpses, both of beastmen, but also people as well, and there are rotting hides around the floor here. You can search if you want to.
Are there any stones? Oh, I grab a hammer too, because for doors, you know.
I take a look around and I see weapons everywhere, and I call out to the party. Maybe we should pick up some of them big long whacking sticks they have to take care of the next. Keep going, Southern. To take care of the next goons that come through the door.
Goons. It's a good one.
So, as you guys look around, go ahead and make me all search checks of the room.
14.
What do I add to search?
Nothing. Just a straight d20.
Oh, okay. I've got a lot of intelligence, if that helps. I didn't need it anyway.
No. Okay. So, what did everybody get on their search checks? 17.
I got it. 2.
Very low. Yeah, just about that low. 4, I think.
Okay.
No,
So,
2.
Aardvark and Stalwart, your characters move forward trying to pick apart the rotting hides. You don't find much here, just filth and waste. Stalwart, as you are rifling through these things, you see a number of bugs, these fleas and lice, scatter away from you as you disturb their resting place. But a single, almost maggoty grub slides onto your hand. It's wet and coarse almost. And you see it move its head to look at you, and you see a row of nasty fangs as before you can move away, it burrows into your flesh, snaking into your arm.
Oh, not my new big arm. No.
You
No.
have encountered a rot grub.
Those are in the cornbread a lot.
How do you get rid of them? Yes,
Mm,
Make
Bleach?
me an intelligence check.
who? Me or him?
Well, both of you if you want to.
Sure.
I mean, yeah.
If I hear the word rock grub, I might roll intelligence also just to see if I recognize the word.
Mm-hmm.
I just want everyone to know that I have a -1 modifier to my intelligence, and I rolled a 1.
Gosh.
The
So,
fumbliest of fumbles.
Scraticus, you haven't heard too much. You think it's just some kind of weird grub. Aardvark, you know that rot grubs are a special type of bug that never get out of its larva stage, but what it does, it has a nasty tendency to burrow into its prey and try to wriggle towards the heart, where it then bursts it, causing death. Stalwart has time, but it needs to get out. Stalwart, you know that it's going to take it any attempt to remove it from your flesh is going to hurt you. But you know that barbers, surgeons, and any other NPC that you might have that has a medical background has a +2 to try to grab this thing and get it out of you.
Well, I am a barber. I'm the biggest fucking barber around here, 8 foot tall, guaranteed. So, yeah, I'm going to try to do some self-surgery.
Okay.
I've
You think
also
so?
got a hammer if need be.
I think it's a type of slug. I think we need to lay you down on your back and surround you with salt, and then you'll be okay.
Yeah, see, it's a rock rub, right? Those are
Mhm.
very dangerous, kid. You got to get that out before it gets to your heart.
Oh! It just looked like a slug to me.
Ah,
Listen to your father.
very similar to a slug, but it's more like a dame. Tears out your heart, leaves it on the floor.
If you want a swift death, I can provide one. Holds up like a very trembling hammer, like.
I've come too far. Thank you. I don't. If it's like a dame, I don't want, a mysterious woman crawling through my arm here. I
Right.
had that already. So, I'm
Yes,
going
I'm
to
saying.
make an expert incision.
All right. So make me an agility check +2.
Okay. Good times are coming.
Agility is +1, so that is +2, so 16.
16?
Yeah.
Just enough. You take 1 point of damage as you cut into yourself, but you, seeing it worming its way like a growth moving up your arm. It gets to about almost to your elbow before you grab it out, and squish it into your hand.
Well, I would do that if after taking the 1 damage I actually had health. My guy only ever had 1 hit point. So they've been coasting on that 1 solid hit point for a long time.
So you actually cut into a vein, I suppose.
There's an artery close by.
Oh no!
I got it out.
And you,
and then like more blood sprays on there.
It's like,
Landry's covered
you know,
in blood.
Dracula dead and loving it style.
Yeah.
I mean, you succeeded in getting it out. It just like spurts of blood, and you're just like, hey guys, I got it.
Oh.
As the rest of you watch the rot grub hit the ground, kind of give like a small and start to inch its way back towards the hides.
I try to hit it with my hammer.
Make an attack roll against it.
I'm the last one left. I like try to hit it. 16.
16, that does hit. Roll for damage.
Oh, what's my hammer damage now that it's a different weapon? Would you say like a
Hammer for this would probably be a. Let me check.
D6?
Hammers give you. It's kind of like a club, so it's still 1d4. Unfortunately.
No. Is it? Do I have a negative at all to it, or is it still just?
It's still just a straight roll.
Okay. A 2.
2. You squish it. It goes, and it kind of sticks to the end of your weapon.
I lift it up with like guts dripping, blood all over, caked on my face, guts from the Minotaur, and I turned everyone with this like, like just crazy smile. I'm like, I got it.
Wow, he looks pretty scary.
I've got like intestines in my like white puffy hair. I'm like,
These old folks just go crazy if you take away that country kitchen.
shall we carry on? And I've got this.
So based on everybody else's search things, you find a battle axe, which is a 1d10 damage from the Minotaur itself, and you find 8 spears that have been tossed and left by these beastmen. Not only that, you notice that each skull on the Beastmen Champion's belt is branded by a rune, a chaos rune. It seems that this would be worth, based on the artistry and amount of gold and silver that's kind of entwined into this belt, that this would be worth 100 gold pieces, which is more than any of you have ever seen in your life. Just for reference, a farmer can look to make about 10 to 15 gold per year.
I don't care much for that. Can I just have the battle axe? And he has this like crazed look in his eyes. Any of you mind if I pick it up? Or...
Oh, I've got my sword. I'm fine.
The old man was terrifying, so I just let him take the axe.
What was it again? A
D10
Oh, yes.
for damage. Yeah.
Power.
Can my new character take one of the spears? What do they do for damage? What do they do?
You all can take a spear. Most of them weren't used in the fight.
Mhm.
They seem to be made out of solid wood, and kind of, while still shoddily made, are a much better a weapon than the ones you did have. These are made to kill. Scraticus.
Hi.
Find a small alcove set into the floor hidden by piles of rotting hides.
Oh,
As you move it away, you look inside, and there is a gleam of gold and
oh,
silver and platinum. Inside, you find 53 silver pieces, 23 gold pieces, and 2 platinum pieces.
I don't think I'd pick them up. I wouldn't move the hides, they look dirty, but I'll remember where they are and I'll pick them up on the way out.
There is also an elven short sword that gleams in the light, set with emeralds, wrapped in a simple green cloak.
I
And
mean,
you see sewn into the helm of it a treasure map inked on vellum and leading to another dungeon far from here, but one that tells of great riches and gold. You find 3 unlit torches.
wow, this isn't just a little hole. This is a cave. I found the safe. Well, I mean, I guess, I don't know. The short sword looks a little short. I might stick to my long sword. The cloak and the vellum. You know what? I think, look, okay, I wasn't gonna tell you all, but look, there's a load of stuff here. I don't think carrying it all is gonna be very wise. We don't want to overburden ourselves. But if you guys want to make note of where it is, then we can come back and get it later.
Oh, don't overburden your poor burgeoning voice, Sonny. Huh? That sword is nice and shiny, and then he gets like this glint of like, oh. But we should keep moving on, I think.
I can't seem to help it. I seem to go from low to high really suddenly.
Just give it a year.
I'd like to take a look at that sword. Being an elf, a new elf, I'd like to honor my heritage and maybe carry it with me for a while.
We'll grab the sword, but let's go.
Right,
Thank
you grab the
I
sword.
have this just like bloodlust about me.
You pick up the sword, and it's covered in dust and cobwebs, but you notice that it is finely made. A blade from ancient past. You see a gleam as you bring it up into the daylight, and you can see for a moment arcane runes flare, revealing its name, Beast Hunter.
Kind of hard to have a beast hunter sword amongst beast people, but who am I to judge? I'll just put that on my belt.
You find that this gives you a +2 on your damage rolls against beastmen.
That is wonderful.
Does anybody do anything with the cloak?
I can't possibly. I don't want to be greedy.
Also at this point, did you guys hear a rumble from outside? Like rocks falling and crashing into the ground.
I just thought that was my ever-present hunger because the nobles don't feed the peasant folk.
Well, too right, too. You just laze about all day and complain about West Country Kitchen. Right, Dad?
Yeah, my son's voice was still annoying when he was going through the change, but I had to agree with him here.
I say, just waggle. I'm so hungry.
Well, that's what pottage is for.
What did you say that's?
Pottage! You know, the soup!
It's all we eat.
Yeah, it's got all the
Twig
nutrients
soup.
that you need in it. What more do you need?
Exactly!
Lentil-
All the
lentil
left.
soup.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't think this is the time nor the place to be discussing dietary advice.
Yeah, the elf is right. See, we got to press forward, take out these fools.
Yeah!
But by all means, and then I start walking in that direction.
As she starts walking away, can I stab her?
You wouldn't stab Landry.
Yes, sure. Go ahead and stab her if you want. Go ahead
Can
and
I
make
try
an
to
attack.
whack him, like lift my battle axe up to be like,
Are you
I knew the
expecting the attacks
patriarchy.
and walk away?
I would be suspicious of these.
It's a 4. I rolled a 4.
So you miss.
This serf has a voice, Dad! We need to kill him quick!
Lanray, go ahead.
I turn around and try to go with my
Right. So make a 1d20 roll, please.
17.
17, go ahead and roll for damage on your new...
Yeah, my
Battle axe.
new mega. I got a
Damn.
7. Die.
Don't worry, Dad, I got this! Oh!
As the head just goes clean off.
And then I immediately turn to face the father and I say, do we want to stand here and fight? Or in your case, just die like your pitiful son? Or are we going to get something accomplished?
Yeah, see, you're a crazy old coot. So I think I'll just let you help us out with this situation because Crazy seems to be doing well here.
And I take some of the blood off the axe and just go.
And I do have a couple more kids. See if they stay in the back and make it through.
Lanray, go ahead and make me an intelligence saving, a will saving throw. Why don't you?
A will save. Okay.
Nessie, the new elf, is bending
18.
over.
18. You feel bloodlust seep into your veins, and
Oh, yes,
while it's there, you are not consumed by it. You can control it. You are the Axe Master.
I'm like, oh, but I'm like, keep it.
For saying elderly man. Yeah, my chick's gonna be bending down and carving a little piece of the chicken person and feeding it. She has a little falcon, feeding it to the falcon.
The falcon.
Just watching. That's the new alpha male. You be nice to him.
So you guys head out of the tower.
Who takes Graticus's place?
Oh, well, you see, it's a guy who walks up in a real cheap suit, and he's got a little thin hat, but there's no hat to it. It's all just brim. And he just walks up and he's like, "You're right, see, let's go and see what's going on down in this dungeon. See, I heard there's some gold to be made, see?"
You better check in with the leader. He's right over there, the old man with the.
Oh,
with the
yeah,
hat.
I see.
And I turn around and I'm like,
I heard someone saying that you was a serf. You know, you don't have to be a serf. I offer some real cheap payday loans. If you need something to just tide you over until your next payday, I can sort you right out. You know, just 2,000% APR. It's a
And then,
halfling. It's a halfling moneylender.
very nice.
Guys,
The thing in my mind is killing. I mean, questing.
That's right, and my rates are to die for. See,
Hey.
we'll get on just fine. Me and you stick together. The noble back there, he's a bit stiff.
All right. So what path is?
so there are some stairs that lead down, but also outside in the courtyard, you can see that a number of stones have fallen away from the fallen walls to reveal this archway off to the far end of the courtyard. There is also this kind of outcropping, this building that is attached to the wall nearby you.
I'm just gonna roll a d20, and if it's even, we go the first one. If it's odd, we go the next one. It's even. Venture forth.
Right.
Yes, leader.
Gotcha. So you guys head
He's the
down the flight of steps. The air becomes cooler almost. The hot air from above being left as you head down silently into the second part of the dungeon. As you approach, you see two doors in front of you. One open that leads into a cavernous room where a second door carved with runes with this kind of tendril motif around the door, and the other leads further down these stairs. Which way do you go?
Before we do
Further
anything else,
down the stairs.
damn it. Never mind.
Oh, no, go ahead if you had something you
No,
wanted
no,
to
no. He was going to try and place a bet with Starwood, but you've already said the answer, so.
Oh. I could re-roll if you want to place the bet.
I'll just quickly lean over to you and I'll be like, 5-1, she picks down, see?
Okay, and I'll roll it here.
Taking a bet, 1 copper. Come on, you can make 5 coppers here, kitty.
Even is down, so that's all.
2 copper, got it.
Oh, we go down.
Sorry, Sonny, they went down. So,
Halflings.
thank you very much, 2 copper. Yep, I'll just add that to the rest.
Yeah. Give him the cop. Just.
Wearing
head down.
large grey overcoat that goes all the way down to his knees. Looks like it might have been cut to fit his halfling frame. Not Trilby hat, his moneylender hat.
As you head down, there are no torches here, and it quickly becomes dark. Too dark for you to see. Do you have any torches with you?
Who picked up one of those torches?
What torches?
I need to shamble back upstairs and get a torch.
Right, so you all head back upstairs and grab
a torch. I'm determined to go down.
So you head down.
I have something. Can I ask a question? What's infravision?
Infravision, it's like dark vision, but instead you see it in like infrared.
Cool.
So,
Cool. Okay.
so as you head down, you open up into a chamber. Large and oval-like. This one, there's a single door on the far end. It has the same sort of runes and the same sort of motif as the other door, but this one is more ancient, almost untouched. Dust flits about this room, and from the edge of your torchlight, you can see cobwebs framing the door. It seems no one has been down here in a very long time.
Well, and I lift my axe up and I look at them like, proceed.
Well, you see, I'm just looking at this, you see, and it looks like this could be worth a lot of money, you know? Probably about, probably at least a couple of 100 golds worth of money. I tell you what, you guys, if you want to take out a small loan, you could have yourself a place like this. It'd be, it'd probably be the best for you. How about you, sir? You look like you got some money. You look like you can afford a small, affordable loan of a few gold.
I think he should go first.
I agree. And then I turn and I aim my axe, not like I'm not gonna whack him, but I look at him like, no.
Yeah,
Okay.
the party was all turning on me, so I figured I'd just play along and let them think that I was under their orders, and I just move forward and try to kick the door open.
All right, so as you head into the room, the air is choked with chalky dust and the pervasive smell of rot. The door is inscribed with these runes, and you try to kick open the door, but it's not a door. Instead, it's a strange stone foreboding portal that blocks your way. Is there anyone who's a magician's apprentice, fortune teller, sage, or astrologer?
Negative.
Nope.
I have a sack, a
But-
large sack.
If you want to be, I could give you a small loan that'll help you sort that career for you.
So, who is the most learned? Probably the noble. So Aardvark,
Yes.
go ahead if you want. As you're trying to bust open the door, you can either make a strength check to try to bust open the door, or you can make an intelligence check to try to read the runes.
I'll do an intelligence check.
Okay.
And an 8.
8. You can't decipher the runes. They are old, some sort of ancient language of some sort.
I don't like this. I don't know how to read any of this. I don't know where this goes. Could be trouble.
So,
Hey, little halfling, do you know how to read all this? Do you know what this means?
I reckon it's worth about 5 gold.
Make me an int check on that.
Would you prefer in or deception?
Int.
I don't see how that's relevant, but
Yeah, these runes are ancient. Now I'm starting to do Christopher Walken a little bit. Yeah, these runes are ancient. See, where there's no one alive still today that can read them.
So,
I
12.
say it's a dead end, kids. We turn around and head back.
You say that, but the halfling, inexplicably, you can read these runes. And you also know the door is probably worth about, 10 silver pieces. It's sturdy granite, but the runes you read: the burning purge, which scours the earth, the hardened glamour, stilling life, the baleful storm, heedless to supplication, the raging tempest, devourer from within. Banes 4 I place upon this gate: fire, ice, storm, and hate.
You see now, I reckon this here door, I reckon it's got some sort of prophecy or poem written into it. That's what I reckon. So the granite itself and the carving, not the best workmanship, but, probably worth about 10 silver. However, once you start selling it as a tool of a prophecy, you can easily quadruple the price. I reckon we could sell this at 5 gold easy. So put it in the right market, we can get it on maybe all the way up to 10.
do you fancy carrying it back up the dungeon?
No. I've got some people who owe me favors. I'll send them down later.
Well, in that case, and yes, if your people can handle the mission, the leader is meditating now, but I'm sure once Mr. Landry comes out of his deep state, he'll probably agree with you, stating that this is not our destiny.
Well, we can always just head on back.
Yes, we got things that are worth money, and we killed all the nasties. What more do we want?
I reckon there's probably plenty more real estate around here to be checked out,
Maybe you should clear everything that you just told us with the leader now that he's out of his deep meditation.
Oh, has he come back round? Okay, well, let's see. We found this here door, granite and stone. It's got some sort of intricate carving on it. Seems to be some sort of runes. I reckon it's some sort of prophecy or poem. God knows if I can read it, though. Nope, you'd have to get that appraised by some sort of ancient occult person, because, obviously this language has been dead for years. That's why it's so valuable. So it's probably worth about 10 silvers, but I reckon in the right market we could sell it all the way up. But right now we can't move it, so I guess we'll have to send some boys down later.
And he just kind of
Lannery, make me a search check. So kind of doing this.
I'm sure the kingpin absorbed all that information.
Search 15.
Okay, so 15. You look at the door, and it's large, but you feel that's going to take a lot of strength to open it up in the first place. But you feel like with a group, you could probably pry it open. It would just take a lot of people.
I say we all get in there and open this right now. Come on, put your best muscles in. You there with the scowl, and he looks at the noble. He's like, come on, you first.
So each peasant gives a +1 to this. How many people are you going to use, each of you, for this?
I won't give a +1 to strength, but I will give the old man an extra silver piece. That's real good work. You slave away. Good job.
Oh man, such a bad idea, and I'd really like to go. I just came here to kill beast people.
Is this a door that we think is leading somewhere, or a door that?
Yeah.
Okay, not like a treasure thing.
Be careful not to damage it. You'll take away all the value.
You would need to open the door to find out. It seems, based on your search, that no one has been down here but you in a long time.
Well, and then like kind of rethinking this. Aren't we supposed to be finding the other villagers?
Yes, but there's obviously not been anyone down here.
Yeah, see, this area's been deserted for a while, but that might mean it's the source of the place, and it all radiates out from that, and they don't.
Right, you are. We proceed.
All right, so you guys are gonna leave the room.
Try to take down the door.
Yeah.
Okay. So so how many villagers are you gonna use for this? Just so I know what the.
3 of us?
I won't be.
Okay, so
I
plus
wasn't going
3.
to unless I get scored.
By the way, you can use your amorphous blob of other characters to help as well if you need to.
Oh, then Lanray would step back and be like,
Okay.
"No, it didn't." I'll put like 2 of them.
Okay, so 2. Hardwork. How many for you?
I'll have half of my second sheet come help, I guess. So another
Okay,
2.
So 2 more. Stalwart, are you gonna help or no?
Nessie is not, but I do have a jester,
Mhm.
a court jester type dude. Oh yeah, he'll help.
Okay, so plus 5. Okay, so Lenore, go ahead and roll me a d20 plus 5, please.
20.
20. All right, so you guys pull, and with all of you, you begin to cause the stone door to scratch against the floor. There's a rumble as you push it forward. And as you do, the wards for the first phrase, the burning purge which scours the earth, flashes, and those within 10 feet of the door are engulfed in a fireball spell.
There goes those folks.
Having understood that when I read it, but not telling anyone, I would have stood way back.
All right, so we're probably out of the room. Who has stayed in the room, because this is pretty big. Those of you that are 10 feet away can move away and try to avoid this blast.
So how many people were in front of the door?
5.
5.
Mhm.
Which I don't know. I'll let you use your judgment. Do you think the land rays? I did say I was moving back for them to open it, but do you want me to be in the room or?
I'm gonna be nice and let you guys leave the room while they do this. So, but Aardvark, your first character, is going to dodge and hit the ground as this flame just past their head. Second character is going to be hit. Is going to take 5 fire damage. Lenray, one of your characters, is also going to hit the dirt and survive. The other one is going to take a crit. Thankfully, fireballs can't crit, so just do. It's going to take 4 fire.
Goodbye, nameless cobbler.
Nessie, your jester,
yeah.
is also going to dodge out of the way of this thing. As only 2 are burned.
Very well done.
And as the flame kind of falls apart and leaves you with this smoking stench of burned corpses, you see ahead of you that as the last wisps of the flame fade, you can make out a soft, crackling sound rustling in the chamber beyond. An icy chill settles over the air, and your breath condenses into misty clouds. Through the portal, you can make out a low, funerary bier. A body lies in repose atop the stone. The body was once the warrior of some sort. It wears a suit of thick hide armor and clutches an enormous battle axe, finer and well crafted, more than the one Lanray has, marked with inscribed with details and people. And the entire chamber sparkles with a soft elfin glow. The entire chamber is covered in ice, and you can see bits of frost entering the chamber that you are in.
This is very lovely. I want that axe.
We must be swift. This does not look like a place to hang out in.
Is there any way that we can check for traps in this? Or maybe use more of like a perception type thing to be like very finely looking over the where the warrior is laying?
Sure, make me a search check.
Fearless leader, if you'd like, I will send my falcon Archimedes in there to take a gander.
Oh yes, do that.
This is the part where it goes. Fly, fair bird. I will send the falcon in to do a lap around
Okay.
the inner chamber.
The roll. So as you search the room, and the falcon heads inside and lands onto the bot by your staring around.
Oh no.
You watch as frost and ice starts to spread onto its wings. There's a crust of ice that begins to fall around its form. It squawks and scared begins to fly out of the room. It seems upset. What search roll did you make, Lamray?
Oh, I got 15.
15? You notice that the floor here is slick with ice. Any sort of movement to try to walk across would probably land with you falling onto your butt. You feel as though the safest way would probably be to crawl across the floor, or if you had something to cover the ice, maybe like soil or some kind of peat or some kind of sack of something might be able to help.
Damn, two of those players being dead. Where's the dirt when we need it?
You notice, based on the frost that hit the hawk, that there is some kind of magic here, that if you stay too long into this chamber, it will probably freeze you in place.
I don't see any of our townsfolk in there. This might be a death trap. Call my bird. Come on. Come on, dear. Call my bird to get out of there.
I think you're right. Let's leave.
Leave.
Oh, good.
You hear from the chamber as you watch the corpse, ice cracking as it rips itself out of its pedestal.
Let's
You
shut the
watch
door.
as
Shall we?
I
Okay.
am. Wait, what are you doing? What?
Run away! Close the door!
all right, you make a strength check to close the door.
Oh, God.
Quickly, all you nameless people. No, that's not. What's my strength bonus?
I'll help
Wait.
to close the door.
Oh, mine's 17. I have a negative modifier.
17. So helping for just enough to close the door on him as this zombie-like revenant creature gets up off of its pedestal. It is in the middle of a monologue. It's like,
I am one of the Chaos Lords. How dare you disturb the rest of Koof?
it's like, hello? Hello?
I wish I could see his face now.
As you guys wisely decide to head up
Trying to
the
talk.
stairs to find your friends. I think that is where we're going to end today's session, unfortunately, of Dungeon Crawl Classics.
See, now what you should have done there, you see, whenever someone tries to open a door and you're trying to get out, you gotta try and butter them up before you start threatening them, see?
You
Well-
can come back down later.
Yes.
Will they be able to save their countrymen? Will they be able to survive the rest of the dungeon? We may never know, or we might come back again with this group to find out what happens for our sailors of the Starless Sea. Screticus, why don't you take the reins here?
Yeah, certainly. So that was a lot of fun. I've still got 2 advantages, and since they were donated to me, I'm going to take them to the next game because I can. And in the next game, I'm the DM. Teehee. Guys, let's go around. Let's talk about our favorite part of. Sorry, a little bit of the Morty came out in there. Let's go around. Let's talk about our favorite part of today's one shot and where we can find you online and all the wonderful things that we do. So we ended on Chorus last time. So this time, Chorus, wonderful game today. What was your favorite part? And where can we find you online?
My favorite part was probably the digging the hole and causing that fight to be pretty smooth. I did not expect you guys to survive that. They get 2 attacks a turn, but you guys spent so much time just shoving them into holes that they couldn't do much. But that was great. I love it when the group thinks outside of the box, in combat. But I am Koros RPG. You can find me on twitch.tv and twitter.com at those same names. I talk about D&D on Tuesdays. You can find me on Scratch channel as one of the characters on Wizards and Wardrobes, where I play Redleaf, the Eladrin arcane trickster. And on Saturdays, besides this day, you can find me at 1 p.m. on my own channel where I do Firelight, which is a one-on-one, one-shot show where I take a guest through their own personalized one-shot each week. And next week I have Chris Gear as my guest. So come and check that out. I can't wait to see what goes down there. And also, as an announcement, I am going to be running a homebrew game where it's kind of this sort of cutthroat sort of game, kind of like DCC, where I'll be running it for Soul Bear RPG starting next week on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are interested in Roman folklore and myth, as well as kind of an old school bent on 5e, come and check that out. But as always, I had a wonderful time. Thank you guys for playing with me so much.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Next around the clock, we have the wonderful Natalie. Natalie, lots of deaths today. Who just couldn't seem to catch a break with the character deaths. How you doing?
That was actually my favorite part, to be honest. Was the I tend to be a little precious with my characters and kind of fall in love with them and not want anything bad to happen. So it was really fun to like step into this game and just surrender to the meat grinder. And it was actually kind of I don't think there's any better game for me to have been the one rolling terribly than this one. I think it made it a lot of fun for me to kind of let go in that way. So I loved it for that. That was my favorite part. Plus all the interplay. I desperately tried to bring in an old person to join the old person crew. And,
Was it like same round even? Wasn't it same round?
back to back. But it was great and fun, and that's why this kind of stuff, the one shots are so much fun because of stuff like that. But as for where you can find me, I am dark_aardvark on Twitter, just like on here. I'm working on streaming more, trying to do stuff with my own channel. None of that's happened yet. All this stuff takes longer to do than you think. Working on some projects for tabletop videos and even trying to make some stuff like dice trays and all that. So maybe taking on too much. We're seeing what sticks, but that's what I'm about. So
Awesome, fantastic. Yeah, do head over and check out all the fun things. Next around the clock, we have another familiar face in Sir Stalwart, who is in our regular one-shot wonders currently, and it looks like he might be even more in the weekly games next year, if we're correct. Hi, Kyle.
Hi. Pleasure to be back, as always. Yeah, Chorus, great job, buddy. That was, yeah, I loved it. It was a lot of fun, and the system is fun. I haven't played a meat grinder in forever, and yeah, that was a fun way to do it. It simplified a lot of things that tend to hold meat grinders up. A lot of the nitty gritty stuff that slows it down too much. This was nice and basic and good. So it was great for the genre. So yeah, I'm Kyle, Sir Stalwart. You can find me at Stalwart Initiative on Twitch. I run a community over there, and we do community games every week, 1 to 2 per week. So check out the Discord over there. We're running a West Marches style community campaign right now, and then I'll be running a normal campaign eventually, and helping out over here with some one-shot wonder stuff. And my favorite part was wow, I'm kind of torn. I was the wild magic surges really helped flare up everything today. Between the voices, the hilarity of the voices, and also my other favorite part was yeah, poor Natalie, man. It's just never caught a break every time. Hi, buddy. I'm up. We'll talk about it. They're everywhere. There's like 5 of them around here. So the fact that he's the first one in here, I consider myself lucky. So yes, yeah, it was tragic, but at the same time, it was awesome to see her come in here and pick everything up and just keep chugging along. And yeah, our new matriarch was nice to see that one of us survived the whole way to the end. So yeah, awesome time. Love to do it again. And thanks, Chorus, and thanks, Brad.
You are very, very welcome. Last but most certainly not least of our players. Oh, hi, Amber. How was that for you? I mean, Amber, did you have a single death? Like, apart from, like, characters that you didn't really touch, you had the same character all the way through, right?
Yeah, I did.
I think that means you win the meat grinder. Like,
I win something? My favorite part was just the geriatric wonder team that we had going on. That was fabulous. I loved that everybody had our little old voices. I also really liked that Lanray became this crazed kind of psycho killer at the end, pseudo tyrant-ish maybe. I don't know what I was channeling there, but that was a lot of fun. As for me, you can find me at Furore_D&D on Twitter. As for consistent streams, I'm in an every other Friday Fate game on Commander Pulsar's channel. And then for myself, I dungeon master a Tyranny of Dragons campaign / homebrew. We'll be playing today, so I'll make sure to post some pictures. I'm going to give my players a really big moral dilemma today. And otherwise, I play in a Tomb of Annihilation campaign. It's not streamed, though. And then my friend Zero, Tom, he also has I don't know if it'll be streamed, but it's another D&D spin-off called the B Team. So, but I post a lot of pictures, make a lot of references on Twitter, so that's me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. As for me, I always try to not take a favorite moment from myself, but channeling the Johnny Deep early on with the amazing rolls was just so much fun. Like, love it whenever that happens. Yeah, I had tons of fun. This was I've not been in many meat grinders. Like Kyle says, sometimes they can get a bit nitty gritty, but this was very smooth. So well done, Chorus. That's a great job. As for me, I've got lots of things to talk about. First of all, here's my social links. I've got my Discord, my Twitter, and my YouTube. You guys should go and check out all 3. Discord for community, Twitter for getting into a game. Send me a DM and I'll get you into a game. I can see I've already had a couple of requests since we went live this morning, and I will get them replied to very soon. And also, the YouTube is a well-oiled machine where everything gets updated automatically, and fantastic things happen. You can catch up with all of our regular shows over there. Also, we need a war cry. We need a war cry for the end of the game. I think Potato Hollow's been watching the whole time. Potato, if you've got anything, and anyone else who's been lurking, and you can remember something that we said, guys, if any of you also can think up of something, type it away in chat, and we'll see what we go into the next stream with. I also have a Patreon. If you'd like to support me, you can do so there. You can support me from as little as $1. But even if you can't, you can still head over there and check out our free articles. I simply ask that you pop me a like so that I know you're looking at them. That'd be great. There's some wonderful articles over there. Tragic
I
Missile.
absolutely agree. Tragic Missile it is.
Yeah, definitely. Tragic Missile. What else have we got? We've got merchandise. And we have sponsors as well. We have Bird in the Storm Publishing, if I can spell it. Bird in the Storm Publishing, who do wonderful merch, including big mugs now, as well as their Cut t-shirts and other things. Most of their stuff goes to charity, I believe. I believe their profits go to charity, and I really, really need to double check that information because I keep on saying it. But I'm fairly sure, because like everything Tool School and Bird do goes to charity usually, so I'm fairly sure the profits from this go to charity too. I will get confirmation on that. I should have got confirmation on that this morning, really, when Jay was here. That would have been a really good thing to do, but never mind. You know, we live and learn. Or we just live sometimes. I also have a sponsor in Mayhem Press, where we do our Space 5e reskin called Dark Matter. You can see the pre-order and the free 30-page review there. It's very interesting. If you want to check it out, head over to our show on Thursdays at 1 PM when we play Argo 37. And lastly, our raid warcry today is going to be Tragic Missile. There it is, plain. And here it is with some Scrat Hypes. The rules with Scrat Hypes, pop them if you got them. There we go. So, today we are going to head over to Unmade Gaming, where a few of our friends are once again playing for charity. So let's head in there. They're doing a charity stream today. Let's go and say hello, bring the love in, and help them raise some money. Even if we just help them raising money by supporting. Remember, retweeting, sharing the channel, all them things help as well. You don't just have to give monetary donations when you're going over to charity things, okay? Bear that in mind. Support however you can. Support within your means also. Don't overstretch yourselves, guys. Lots of love from me. The raid's cooling down. We're full-time. We'll be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, 1 PM, 6 PM, and 10 PM EST. Also, Fridays, 1 PM EST, will be over on the Greyhawk channel, and every other week we'll be right here playing Lady Blackbird at 8 PM on Fridays. We just had one on Friday, so now it will be the following week that we do that. Much love, you all. Keep evoking emotions, and we will see you next time. See you later. Bye.